Hello, my name is Podkane and Leo Rising. This is your monthly tarot astrology reading for basically a life checkup. If you don't know if you're a Leo rising, you don't know your rising sign, I have a link included in the description below to astrocharts.com. It's really simple and minimalist. It doesn't require a lot of personal information, and you're just going to need your exact time of birth, which most people can find on their birth certificate, and then the information that you're looking for there is your ascendant, which is another name for a rising sign. So having said that, we're going to do a little bit of a longer spread today, talking about the different material aspects of your life, like home and work, relationships, how you appear to others, what you're accomplishing this month, as well as we're going to do another inner spread of talking about maybe some helpful things about what needs to change or what you need to have the courage to do this month in June. So having said that, let's get started. So I'm going to be using 4 decks for you actually, but we're just going to start with these 3 here. And the first one, I'm going to pick an archetype card for you that will be representative for you, Leo rising, for the month of June. I'm just going to shuffle really quickly. It's my first reading of the day. Got a lot to do today, so hopefully you get the best of my energy right now. Okay, so we have the Midas Miser archetype card, and it says entrepreneurial or creative ability to turn anything to gold, delight in sharing life's riches. We're going to go with the Midas archetype there for you because we're keeping it positive today. So next, I'm going to start your reading using classic Waite Smith Tarot. If you're new to tarot and you're learning, this is going to be those familiar classic images. It'll be easy for you to recognize and see how I read them and my interpretation of them, at least in the positions that they're in. The positions that I use are based off of an astrology chart. So there's 12 positions for 12 houses, 12 signs. And each one deals with a different aspect of our lives, our personality, and ourselves. It feels like it should go here. Hope you're having a good summer so far. Another hot one out there today. I want to go outside, but I'll just wait till after the sun goes down. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so at the base of the deck we have the moon reversed, and there's going to be some secrets and some things previously unknown to you revealed this month. Some illusions or confusion around maybe what your path is going forward, how you're going to reach your goal, maybe someone's intentions in your life. We'll see more about that, what it could be, but you're going to be getting some clarity that you've been needing and looking for this month. So we start off with how you appear to other people, and we have the 8 of Cups. So it looks like people are seeing that you're healing, you're moving on, you've left something behind that, well, had its own intrinsic value. You determined it was not for you, and you moved on from it. And people are really noticing that about you this month. It's you're rising above an emotional troubling situation to do what's right for you, what's best for you. Next, we have what you have, and we have the Three of Cups. So you have support, you have a friendship group, you have people who love you, who want to have fun with you. You've experienced maybe some good times. Maybe you're got plans to go on a vacation in June or have a get together, girls' night, boys' night. You're sharing in some fun times, good times, celebrations, maybe some reminiscing. Um, Regardless of the fact you're surrounded by good people and good times right now. What's next is what you think. You have justice. You're being very fair minded. You've got your mind on your ideals, what is right, what is wrong, how things should be. It's kind of this is you've got quite a few. Actually, as I'm looking, you have many major arcana cards, which are these cards with the words down at the bottom, which indicates that there's kind of some big movements going on in your life. Doesn't necessarily have to be change, but it is some powerful energy that is sort of like everything's coming to a head or to a culmination, or just remarkable or memorable events and situations going on in your life where you can look back and be like, yeah, it was a big month. So with justice here, you're trying to stay balanced and fair in your thoughts. Give everybody their fair shot and weigh pros and cons of all situations. Be fair in your judgment of others. It's looking good. It seems as though you've come through some level of difficulty here, and maybe even with support, you've been able to keep your sanity about you through this situation. So, what is going on at home? You've got the Wheel of Fortune and the Fool. So, an exciting new opportunity or a new adventure is happening within your home, whether that's with your family, whether you've just moved. There's the timing was right for something new to get started in terms of your home, your family, or if neither of those apply, it could also be your inner world, your inner self, sort of your emotions, mood, outlook. And with both these major arcana cards showing up, it was about time. Not just with the Wheel of Fortune, it was just about time. It's starting a new cycle for you. And a lot of new things are going to be coming forward that you've never experienced before. You don't know what you're in for. But a positive thing about it is that with the Fool, you're willing to throw caution to the wind to have a new experience and to see what's out there, because with this Eight of Cups, you already have seen some of life and determined that, okay, well, that's just not for me. Now intrinsically that it's important to be open and willing to be the fool in the situation to experience something new in your life, and that's brave of you to do that. But of course, you're a Leo rising. You're no stranger to bravery. Next, we have your self-expression, and we have the Page of Swords here. The Page of Swords is a thinker. It's very similar to the same vibes as the Justice card a little bit. Thinking of new ideas, looking to help others, looking to talk with others, share ideas, think about new projects that are intellectual in nature. You are showing up as someone who is thoughtful, kind, wants to participate in conversation, wants to connect with others intellectually and mentally, and very mentally stimulated and stimulating this month. Next, we have work. So we have the Six of Wands reversed, and it's not just your work. This is also your vocation, your job. This can also be your health, all things Virgo related, if you know a little bit about astrology. So with the Six of Wands, it shows that you may have had some sort of embarrassment in your workplace or in the place where you do your most amount of service recently, or in the month of June, experiencing a bit of an embarrassment where maybe there were a lot of people watching and something happened where you kind of had to just I'm trying to think of an analogy and they're all really dumb. You basically maybe said or did something stupid in front of people. At least that was your perception. And now you feel like you used to have the attention and appreciation of people around you, and maybe even that you were a bit of a leader, and now you're just like, oh, I screwed that up. Happening here in June, and we'll see if there's any more information about maybe why that happened or what you can do about it moving forward. But other than that, these cards are all relatively very positive. So this may be one thing that you're Virgo energy again, feeling insecure or inferior about, feeling like it's a bigger deal to you really than anyone else. And people probably already forgot about it if this already happened, or when it happens in June. They're not, it doesn't matter as much to anyone else as it matters to you if it really hurt your pride. But people quickly forget, and remember that all of us are most concerned with ourselves before anyone else. And I don't mean that in a way to say that we're all very selfish. It just means that we are all ourselves and we understand ourselves best we're here with ourselves 24/7. And so it's always going to be yourself who remembers those embarrassing moments the longest and feels the worst about them. Others will, maybe have a bit of a laugh or, oh God, did you see what Cheryl did or whatever, but it's quickly forgotten and can be easily redeemed through just the passage of time. And don't be too hard on yourself about it. So next we have your relationships, and we have temperance. So we have a lot of give and take. And this is a wonderful card for it's kind of like a alchemical turning water into wine. So you've got people around you that in the sharing of ideas and the celebration, let's build each other up. Let's give each other new things to think about, and let's help each other out in ways that each of us might be deficient. You have a weakness here, I have a strength here. So let's work together and make it happen. Very positive card for other people in your life right now. You've got a lot of support. Next, we have what others have, and we have the Hierophant. So that is a card of a bit of a hierarchy, traditional teaching, and higher mindedness. It's quite a practical card. And we see this with what other people have in relationship to you, being even the Justice card and what you're thinking about, or this Friends card with what you have right now. Some people may be a little stuck in their ruts and may really benefit from you coming in and breathing in a breath of fresh air, especially with the Fool driving you here. Couldn't be two different cards, really. They definitely have their place in life and things that they're very good at, maintaining structure, boundary, order, things that are very old. They're the keepers of the tradition, and that is positive in some ways, but it can be very hard to break out of those modes of thought for some people right now. People around you that are actually quite different in perspective to you at this time. And so that's going back to your give and take. You're going to be bringing this breath of fresh air, this recently having moved on from something that just wasn't right for me. You've got this whole new perspective of let's just make the best of things with the Midas, and let's throw caution to the wind and take a risk. And others will offer to you new ways to establish discipline and strong foundations to any new endeavor that you're working on right now. They're coming to you with experience and a lot of wisdom. They can teach you something. So again, in the spirit of give and take, you'll have a lot to offer each other. Be sure that you are being fair with the people in your life this month and understanding where they're coming from, as well as being fair to yourself, that if they're saying, oh, you're being too risky, you're being too rash, you're not doing things the right way, that is from their perspective, and that is well and good for them, but you're in a different situation right now. The rules, for quite frankly, are different for you at this time. Next, we have what you are learning with the ninth house, and we have the high priestess reversed. I think you're coming to find out that your connection with your higher self has been a little lackluster as of late, and you may be a little bit too much in your head with what's right and what's wrong, when the truth is that it's a lot more nebulous than that. And what's right and what's wrong is always different depending on the situation that you're looking at. This card also, when it's reversed, talks about not being able to see the forest for the trees, and being very concerned with having to micromanage everything in your life, and not giving enough over to faith or the positive intention that things will work out. And even if something looks tough right now, I'll learn from it. I'll grow from it. There's something here for me to learn and grow from, or to get something from positively. And that's something that you're learning about this month, is kind of letting go a little bit, trusting your intuition more, even if your logical brain is saying, well, it should be right. Your intuition has the final say when things pertain to you. If things are right in a sense of, this is what society says, this is what my chosen group, the people that I surround myself with, are the people that I trust and believe in, they're all saying one thing, but then my life is asking me, and my intuition is asking me to do the opposite. Where do I go from there? The rules are different for us all at different times, and that's why intuition is so needed and so powerful, is because it can be our compass through those situations where practicality, pragmatism, and logic would say just do what is right, or what is logical. And sometimes that's not always appropriate, especially when you're in a full energy where everything is new and fresh, and you have the Wheel of Fortune here. So many opportunities. Anything is possible. Don't always fall back to logic right now to determine, well, that's not likely to happen, so I'm not going to take that risk, or I'm not going to expect to have anything come of this desire that I have, because it's really unlikely to happen. If your intuition is telling you this is for you, and there's a lot of things building up in your life that kind of have seemed to pave the way towards this, that's signals from the universe telling you that this is logical and right for you. It may not be right for everybody, but it certainly is for you. Next, we have what you've built, and we have the Nine of Swords reversed, which is going back to this card, the Eight of Cups, as well, is that you're working your way out of a stressful and mentally exhausting time. You're looking for ways to release yourself from intrusive thoughts and negative thought patterns, and you've been focusing on things that were very troubling to you. And I think moving on from something that just wasn't right for you is starting to alleviate a lot of those issues. And even over time, because this is what you've built, over time, you have become quite skilled at overcoming mental distress, whether that's long-term stress from what's going on in your life, whether that's traumatic experiences that left you having a lot of difficulty reconciling with it and moving on from it. Whatever the case, you've really been able to grow strong, and it's showing up this month as a way that you have been the Midas, turning things into gold, is that you are able to take difficult, tough situations and work your way through them and out of them. Next, we have your friends, your larger community, and what's going on. And we have the Six of Pentacles reversed. Normally, this is a bit of a quid pro quo, or I offer this to you if you offer this to me, or a giving card. When it's reversed, it's like, well, we can't really work together. I don't really have anything to offer you, or I'm not willing to take anything from you. Whether I actually can't say for sure whether that's you not wanting to take anything from anyone else, or vice versa, no one wanting to really work or take anything from you. Regardless of the fact, when I go back to these cards here, I see that the exchange is much more about ideas and points of view and learning, rather than let's start a business together, or getting new clients or things like that. If you are in business for yourself, you may find that the growth financially could be slow this month because I'm seeing almost no pentacle cards, and the ones that I do have are reversed. So just Midas visor. I would be careful with my finances this month. Just tighten your belt a little bit to get through a bit of a slow month financially for you. I don't see financial ruin at all. I'm just seeing no new sources of income coming in at this time. Unless we have limitations, and I got the judgment card reversed, and I remember when I pulled this, it wanted to turn upright, which means that there's something brewing here for you. And the judgment card is a reckoning, a recognition. You have come to a new realization, and now you want to speak about it. You have something to say. You've learned through experience, trials, tribulations. You've been through the whole thing. This is the second to last card in the majors, which you have so many of here, which is talking about be awakening. And with it reversed, it's saying to me right now, it's on the cusp. And this is one thing that is really holding you back from that next big leap of growth for you, and some things that you've been dealing with for a very, very long time. You're right on the precipice of that. And I expect if we look at, you come back with me next month and we look at Leo rising for your life checkup again, that we may actually see that come to fruition, that you get that judgment card upright, and that you're able to come to the realizations. It's just talking about it before it happens is so, it's like, what the hell are you talking about? It's one of those things that's in your blind spot. It's just sitting right back here, and it's maybe other people in your life are keep trying to tell you, hey, it's this, it's this, it's this. And you're just like, what? And it's almost like you can't hear it. And then one day it clicks, and suddenly so many things make sense, and you can look back on so many years of your life and be like, oh my God, you've been telling me this whole time, or our life has been trying to show me this whole time. And oh my God, this is a big one. I wish I would have known about this years ago, because I would have done so many things differently. Well, that's just not the way the universe works, and don't be too hard on yourself when you get to that point. Good. It will feel very refreshing and feel so exciting because you have finally realized what you needed to know this whole time in such a tangible way that everything leading up to it is going to play a part in the understanding of it through experience. And now you can come back. It's like writing your dissertation on everything that you've learned. And here it is. You have this is everything that I've learned. And here's what I have to share. And it's a really beautiful card. It's my favorite card. And I'm happy for you in getting it in the coming months. So now what we're going to do is use this other deck, and this is the Star Tarot, I believe, which I picked this one out for you, Leo Rising. And we're going to do this spread over again, where we pull 12 cards, well, 13 because we had this extra one here, but we're pulling 12 cards. But this time they're going to be more internalized versions of the energy. So we can see how they relate to these cards that we originally placed down, and get some more information for you about maybe some ideas of things that you can do this month. These cards are so, they're too big to shuffle. But anyway, as I was saying, we can get more information for ways that you can improve your situation, or just understanding it a little bit better to give you more peace throughout this month. Although I have to say, things are looking quite well for you. Okay, please just once more, because I can't. I think I might have to shuffle this sideways, actually. But I don't ever do that, so. You know what? Don't be afraid to make a fool of yourself in public. I think if you can have a good attitude about it, people really find that very endearing and real and lovable. All right, first card for you. Oh, I've gotten that card in that position, actually. I think maybe at least 2 other times now at these readings. Just like a similar vibe going on with the people watching my readings, perhaps. I don't know yet. This is my first round of tarot readings that I am doing on YouTube. So I'm excited to see who the hell watches them and what they think. We'll just see. Okay. Got lots of face cards here. 1, 2, 3, 4 face cards already. It's interesting. Okay. These are beautiful cards. I would use them more often if they weren't so hard to shuffle. Okay. Base of the deck is the Knight of Pentacles. Slow and steady wins the race. Practical and pragmatic. That keeps to themselves a bit, I find. And can be quite financially wealthy, or at the very least secure, when they stick to their goals and just keep doing what they're doing. So first we have who you are. This is in juxtaposition to how people are seeing you right now as walking away from this thing that wasn't right for you with the Eight of Cups. We have the Seven of Swords reversed, which is a card of being honest, fair, true, no ulterior motives or other plans, no scheming. Maybe you should be scheming. I know that's maybe a weird take. We'll see. I don't know why I thought that. Next, we have what you value. 10 of Cups, home, family, loving relationships, the culmination of investment over time, of emotional devotion, giving, caring, loving, patience. You're looking for that ideal family life right now. It's something that's very important to you. Next, we have what needs to change. We have the King of Pentacles reversed. I want to look at this real quick before I say anything more. I'm seeing the miser part of this card right now with this, and I'm wondering if there may be some of this applicable to you, especially when it comes to your goals. The shadow attributes are hoarding money and emotions, obsessive fear of losing your wealth. And with the King of Pentacles here, this is absolutely that energy, a miser. They're holding on obsessively to everything that they have. They may have quite a bit, but they're not willing to share the wealth or be very generous with their time, their knowledge, and certainly not their resources. And tarot this month is asking you to change something about that, to be generous and always expect that more will come in. When you give, the universe returns it tenfold. This particularly only when you give with no expectations of anything in return. That's important to know, because if you give something conditionally, there's no reason the universe is going to give that back to you. Oh my God. I just broke my pen. Next we have the King of Wands reversed. That's so sad. I broke it. In the place of what's driving you. Again, this is kind of where I'm like, okay, I'm seeing a lot of reversal of phase cards here, and I'm wondering if this, I need to be a little bit more serious with y'all. The King of Wands reversed is someone who needs a lot of control. They need to have their dominion over their situation. They may feel like they know best. They may feel like if they're not in control, that everything is going to go to shit. And that is your driving force right now. And because you have this newness and things kind of changing, the wheel turning for you in your home, um, I'm wondering if that isn't kind of putting you on edge or in a fearful place of like, oh my God, everything's changing and it's out of my control and I don't know what to do about it. And I feel like I need to be the director of what's going on here so that everybody does what they're supposed to be doing. So, what you need to have the courage to do, I have the King of Swords reversed and the Knight of Wands reversed. So, I'm looking at this as parts of yourself that need to be redeemed, things that are already existing in you but kind of have died off and that need to be revived in you right now, to kind of get through this sort of feeling of lack and feeling of a lack of control and lack of resources. King of Swords is a very wise, this very similar to this Justice card, wise and intelligent, logical, thoughtful person who uses wise judgment, fairness, but isn't so rigid in what is right, true, or fair. Those things can change based on the situation and circumstance. And they are not afraid of speaking their truth. And they are also not afraid to listen to others, the truth of others, which is really important, especially with a lot of this fear energy going on here. It's important to listen as well, to take in all information and respect all perspectives. Also, you have the Knight of Wands. Normally, this is a very exuberant, energetic, passionate, fun loving person that just wants to go out there and see what's going on out there. See what's going on. Let's party. Let's celebrate. Let's go for our dreams, our goals. Let's throw caution to the wind. Let's try something new. They charge forward with the self love and trust, self trust, and trust in the universe that there is something positive out there for them, and that the universe will rise up to protect them in all the ways that are important. And even in failure or difficulty, the universe has something for this person to learn from or experience that will come away with a positive uh, attitude about when it's all said and done. So, just to recap those two, that's remembering your sense of fairness, balance, listening and learning, knowledge and wisdom, as well as your sense of passion, exuberance for life, and your positive attitude about what can come your way. Next, we have what details you may miss, and we have the Lover. So pay close attention to any relationships that you have at this time. When you have come together to make a pact with someone, whether that is a spouse, a friend, business partner, even a child or a parent, there is an exchange of ideas and energy and emotions, and everything else is very intertwined. But it's important to note that those types of exchanges don't often occur between people who are exactly the same. In fact, often they're very much opposite in so many ways. And it's important to recognize and appreciate all the differences in that other person that you're looking over at here in this card, because that is what is completing you. And also respecting those differences that you have that are not, that they don't, because you are also completing them. And this is the two halves of a whole. Of course, you're not going to have everything in common, or else you'd just be two halves making a half. Or I don't know if that's a good analogy, but I hope you understand what I mean. So next, in the others involved, we have the Strength card reversed. This is a card of impatience, lack of willpower, weakness, um, lack of persistence, just sort of malaise, laziness. There's some other people around you that just don't have that staying power right now. They may be frustrating you to no end this month. You're seeing that maybe this full energy in your household is maybe a child who's just like oh, YOLO, I'm just going to go off and run and do this own thing or whatever. And you're just like, no, you have to follow all these steps and do things the right way. And yeah, just having a hard time getting through to them. Um, those are the types of things that are going to really be challenging you and other people is people don't want to wait around. They've got their own ideas about how to go about things, and I I believe that in this case, with these two energies being kind of in question here, holding on, both materially and in your power and over desires, I recommend you let them trip and fall a little bit. I know you're concerned about their well being if this is in fact a child or a person that you're close to. Um, and perhaps you do know better for you, but I question whether you don't know what could happen to them. And maybe even with their inexperience and naivete and their unorthodox way of going about things, maybe there's something for you to learn from them as well. Next, the secrets. We have the Three of Swords. I mean, the Three of Swords is a card of heartbreak. It's like something driving a wedge in between what you want and what you wanted, you and your desires. And having this here in juxtaposition with the Ten of Cups is just terrible. It's sort of like my family's not coming together. It's not the way I imagined it, or my love life. Maybe there was cheating, or that's an off chance, or maybe it was just like I can't connect emotionally with my person the way I was hoping for, and that being in the position of the secrets is like it's time now to really look at all the things that are really troubling you and sit with them and think deeply about them and mourn over them and process them from all different perspectives. Look at the background of anyone who you feel may have did you wrong and ask, well, let's let go of why it wasn't right and it wasn't fair. And let's just look at the very most objective reasoning as to why it happened at all. And that can help you with some healing, or at least some understanding over the situation. Because that's in your blind spot right now. You haven't. I don't think you fully acknowledge how hurt you are over some things that have happened. All right, next we have your aspiration, and I have the Nine of Cups. I mean, that goes perfectly with the Ten of Cups here. It's the next logical conclusion. This is the wish card. This is, having everything that you've ever wanted. And again, with these two cards, I see why you're holding on so tightly and in these ways. But I do see I need to, if you want what you say you want, sometimes life requires us to start moving differently and adopt a new set of rules. Things that worked for us well in the past may no longer be working. We all have to grow and change as individuals, and the world is constantly changing. And so, because it's constantly changing, it requires a different set of behaviors, actions, and everything else to function. We've got to try new things. You still have a lot of hope and very noble desires for yourself in your life, and you've come a long way with being an honorable and just person. But if you hold on too tightly, you're now becoming the person that you maybe never wanted to be. And it's because you're afraid of losing control over your life, but I suggest that you never had control over it. It only appeared that way. And that the feeling of that experience is very important to you with cups here. And when you let go and let things transpire the way that they're going to, whether as of course, when it comes to other people and their choices and decisions, we can't control others, not for long. And when we make space and pull back and allow them to make their own choices, even when they're the ones that we wouldn't make, we open ourselves up to be surprised by life, to be energized by life, to be nourished and loved, and in ways that we could have never imagined. And it's beautiful because we didn't have to do any of it. We didn't have to come up with okay, here's the 10-step list to how I need you to behave around me, or how I need you to do all these things so that you could get what you want, which is actually just what I think you want. And it's this whole crazy intermixed thing that it doesn't have to be all of that. It can just be very light. The feeling of it is not anywhere near as scary as what you believe. And it actually is exactly what you're looking for in your attempt to control the situation around you. Letting go will actually give you what you're looking for. And it'll keep people close to you too. Next, we have your achievement this month, which is the Five of Wands reversed. And I suggest that this is something that can be changed if you are willing to change what's going on here with these energies. Revive the sense of listening and learning, communication, being wise and fair, and your positivity and your outlook towards life, as well as letting go of having to control everything going on around you and because you're afraid of losing. If you don't change these things, it's suggesting that you may have fewer people around to share ideas and to share shared desires with, like shared goals and less people around you to have fun with. I also think to a certain extent that this is you laying down your wand, which is in the tarot, it's like your communication, and just saying, you know what, I'm not gonna say anything. You just do whatever the hell you want, and maybe that's what it'll look like at first. It's frustrating when you feel that you know better, and then other people are just like doing stupid stuff around you, and you're trying desperately to help them, but they have to learn their own way, I guess. Next, we have the Six of Cups reversed in your contribution. I mean, if you go through and do these things, and this is a very similar energy to this card below it as well. This is an opportunity to express something new emotionally, have a new emotional expression. Very wonderful. We love that. But on the flip side, if things don't all go that well and you're having trouble with this stuff down here, it could show that you're giving conditionally to people around you, and you're saying, "Well, I'll give you this, but I need you to do what I say," or I'll show you my love, but if you aren't really agreeing with me, if we're not really vibing, then I'm going to withdraw or withhold from you. And that goes back to these desires for control, to keep things kind of the way that they have been or the way that they're comfortable for you. And of course, there's ultimate results from that, which is people will eventually pull away. Nobody likes being controlled. And at last, we have what needs releasing with the Five of Swords reversed. Quit martyring yourself. This whole thing from your perspective, from an outsider, it's just like, why? Anyway, I'm not going to pass judgment on you, because I can see right here what's actually in your heart, which is you feel like you need to step in and save everyone from themselves. and that you are just destroying yourself in the process. You're not giving anyone else the space they need to experience things or learn from experience, which is the best way that we learn, the only way some people learn. You're in the process of trying to protect everyone, teach everyone, show everyone the way, be the person that stands up and takes care of all the business. You're just hurting yourself again and again. And I actually came onto this. I had this thought process with one of the other readings I've already done this week, which was talking about the situation around addicts and how when we step in and save them from their rock bottom, we just prolong the suffering because an addict needs to experience the consequences of their behavior with no one else around to be blamed or to be relied upon or to potentially save them or anything like that. It needs to be them alone with their situation. And I see you stepping in the way of so many people's learning opportunities here. And it's from a very giving heart. But over time, the process of this has created a situation where now you feel very responsible for the people in your life, and they've become weak, and they're not very they're not very independent or able to stand on their own because they've become dependent on you. Especially in the workplace, for some people, it's like you're doing everything, and so all these people are just like, well, they don't even know what you're doing because they've never had to do it. You take care of it, but now you're completely overwhelmed. There's resentment, and it's completely destructive to you, and it's not actually doing anyone favors in the situation. So the tarot is asking you to let go of that sense that it only falls to you, that you're the one that has to do it. You can turn the situation around so quickly, though. It feels like it's been going on for a very long time. It didn't really seem apparent like that on the first go around. It was just like, well, business as usual. There's a couple of issues, whatever, but like we're chilling and people around us are cool and everything. But then it's like there's this whole deeper internal thing going on here that is under the surface that is causing you a lot of pain, and it's about to freaking erupt. And we're going to be looking at a whole different reading next month. If something isn't done to step back from what everyone else is doing and just let them screw up their own lives. I know that's your perspective. I don't think that's going to happen. But if that's what it takes for you to believe and accept, to let go, everyone's going to be happier with that outcome. And people probably appreciate what you have been doing all this time when it comes to having to do it themselves. So yeah, well, that's all I have for you on these. So now next we're gonna draw for you let's do this, a oracle card to give you a bit of advice. Actually, no, I don't want to use these. I feel you need something a little bit more positive than this deck, a little bit more hopeful, because you're kind of going through some things and you're going through them relatively alone. And I hope you take some time out to take good care of yourself. Carve out time for yourself, please. Tell other people to fuck off. Truly. And you'd be surprised. I mean, I think people will at first be like, oh, I can't do this without you. I don't know how to do it. Blah, 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 blah. Like, Google it, bitch. Like, that's not my problem any longer. and they'll be happy with themselves when they realize how easy it was this whole time, and you'll be grateful that that's one less burden off your back. Ugh. Card for Leo rising for the month of June 2024, please. Upright only. Give them some good advice. Okay, we're taking 2. So we've got the manatee and the pueo. Oh, the Hawaiian owl. Accept the situation as it is rather than fighting to change it. The manatee. That's your main card for sure. I mean, that tracks. Let go. Things have changed, especially in your home life, and things are changing within you. You have a new opportunity to learn something really big. And as I was talking about at the beginning with the judgment card, and the key to doing that is letting go. Release your responsibility for these other people around you, and release your control over, you know, your finances and making sure everything is just so, or what's going on at home, and directing everyone that you go here and you do this and you do that and everything like that. Just let it go. There is a new energy coming into your life, and it's been coming in for a while now, that is really asking you to have faith that things will work out. I think you had that once before in your past and you've forgotten it because life got a little hard. And you have so much support here. I saw at that first round. You'll be protected. It's okay to let go. It's okay to be optimistic and have faith. And the pueo, the Hawaiian owl, says your ancestral spirit guides are offering you guidance now. So pay close attention to signs and omens from them. If you're seeing any type of particular animal like butterflies, crows, frogs, anything, and you're seeing multiples of them, that's a sign to get on Google if you don't know anything about animal spirits, and just say, what is this a symbol of? And look for that. Or if you see something that reminds you of a loved one, something is jogs your memory, you have deja vu, something just seems to like remind you of something someone said and it really clicked with you. All those types of things are ways that our ancestors and loved ones on the other side can communicate with us. And if you're interested in finding out more information about any particular subject, what I like to do is Google me some tarot readings. And if I have any pressing questions like, should I choose this or that? Or, of course I read for myself, but when I was first starting out, I would definitely get a lot of readings from, look up readings from YouTube tarot readers. And it's helped me so much through the years. And I recommend, if there's anything that's weighing on your heart, that you can send me a message. And if it's something that could be read for a general audience, we could do that. Or just Google or look up on YouTube things of that nature and subject. And that can really get some confirmation and solace for you, comfort for you, and what you're going through right now with this big change. This is a very big change. And you're always the brave one. And you're the brave one now in doing it, because it's very hard to, if you imagine like being on a diving board high above a pool, and you want to dive in and you're like, oh, is it going to hurt? Is it going to be cold? Or I'm scared of the fall or anything like that. But then once you do it, no matter how hard it was, once you do it, you're just like, I'm glad that I did that. Now I'm free in this water. I'm weightless and I'm at peace. So it's hard letting go, but we're rewarded almost instantly after we do so. So it's not all bad. Anyway, that's all that I have for you today. And again, my name is Podkane. If you enjoyed this, I'm going to be doing more readings like this monthly for my rising signs, as well as other monthly readings like love readings, relationship readings for Venus signs. If y'all heard that, my dog just tooted. And also been doing other readings I have some ideas for. If you have any ideas for like unsolved mysteries or pop culture questions or things going on in our world that we want to get more information about, I'm open to doing all kinds of readings like that. So just send me your ideas. Other than that, if you were here for a moment, a minute, or a marathon, thank you so much. And I'll see you next time. Bye.